I just told you the other day, I said, Porsha, I wish we could be the way we are off camera, on camera. And you know what you said? They would have to pay me more money for that.
Shamea.
Why can't we be that way?
Why are you trying to argue with me for the show?
Why?
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real. And I don't...
You're already... Well, are you this excited because Shamea and Porsha are friends again?
No. I did have a fit of the giggles, but after watching this week's episode, the giggles are gone because I hate to see more of the fallout between Shamea and Porsha. That sit down was so uncomfortable.
It was...
I would like moving forward is when you feel some kind of way. You're gone. You're tired. Am I boring you?
I feel like the entire staff at the restaurant wanted their food to go, like Porsha asked, because they were like, I don't want to be seeing this, because it came in. They didn't talk to each other, it seems like, for a week. Yeah. And they kind of just sat down hot. And Shamea was opening up a little bit more, and it didn't seem like Porsha was that receptive of it.
Well, I felt like Shamea was really trying to just even get the conversation started in the beginning. She was like, so how was your week?
Yeah.
Tell me about how your week was. It felt like she really had to extract as much as she could from Porsha to get things going. Mm-hmm. And then she tried to express herself, but Porsha just, I don't think it's that she didn't hear it. I think Porsha heard too much and didn't want to hear anymore. Because for whatever reason, it appears as though Porsha is very uncomfortable with Shamea airing the dirty laundry of their friendship.
Yes, because I feel like it also is a thing where Shamea, one of her main issues, it seemed to be during that conversation too, was like, I want the Porsha that I'm friends with when the cameras aren't here. Mm-hmm. And then apparently what Shamea said, Porsha said, is they don't pay her enough.
Let's be how we are off camera, on camera.
But you're not allowing
You
that
can't
to
put a dollar
happen.
amount on that. I want you to do that because you love me and you enjoy being around me, not because you want to get paid to do it. This is scary that the show has caused you to not be honest about your feelings.
I don't understand that.
I'm confused with that too.
Wouldn't you need more money to put up an act rather than more money to just be your natural selves?
That's I don't know if it was maybe... Is she saying Portia's opening up a lot to Shamea, maybe about stuff that she doesn't want to open up about on cameras? But Portia's opening up about what? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I wasn't
thinking about it that way. Maybe that is what.
So she's
meant.
like, oh, if you want to get into all the details of my life, I want another zero at the end of my paycheck potentially.
I see.
But that's what I was confused about, and then it seemed like that set off Porsha because she was like, oh, don't make this like a fight about the show type of stuff.
Well, then Porsha seemed to, according to Shamea, her perception of the situation, Porsha was like, don't do this for the show. Don't fight with me for the show. And then Shamea was like, don't minimize my feelings.
Yeah.
It's not really about the show. It's about all of the things that have been going down in our friendship for years and years. The way Shamea said it, she said, I've been handling our friendship with care, so I didn't bring up these things. But I think Shamea is now realizing that that wasn't the best way to handle the friendship because now that we're in this sort of intense filming situation where we have to talk about feelings and stuff, now all these issues are bubbling up to the surface.
Yeah, it's almost one of those things where when a couple goes on a Housewives or a reality show and then issues start to come up because it's like, oh my God, for the first time, because you have a producer asking you questions that maybe you never had to articulate before.
Yeah.
And now people are like, oh my God, Shamea, how does Porsha make you feel?
Right.
And it's like, okay, well then, and Shamea's kind of doing the thing instead of going around to be like, oh, Angela, this is what I feel. I know she did that a little bit. She's saying Porsha, I want to talk to you about this rather than have it fester and grow and reach a point of no return, kind of I guess they're moms.
I know, because, now the moms are part of it. And the thing that was really, I don't know, was very disheartening to me is that Porsha, I guess, previously told Shamea that her mom said about Shamea, the apple doesn't fall far.
I think that was even unseen footage too. Yeah.
You come to me and you say these things like, oh, well, yeah, my mom said don't trust you and the apples don't fall far from the tree. Do you know how that makes me feel? What I'm
just saying
saying to you,
I didn't say it was
Porsha,
me.
So how is that supposed to make Shamea feel? You really have to question Porsha's intention there.
Especially because
what did she expect from Shamea in that moment?
Especially because it's Shamea being like, okay, so your mom who doesn't like my mom is saying I'm now like my mom.
Exactly.
Which is kind of just so Shamea's so now I know that you're sitting with your entire family talking about me. And I do what with that? And to Shamea's credit, because I don't know, I think I speak for everybody. I want to know what happened between the moms.
I know, I'm very
Shamea
intrigued.
didn't open up about that in the confessional. I don't know if we'll ever get to the truth of that, but I'm just curious, like, what could have happened between the families that didn't rock Shamea and Porsha's friendship, or if maybe that's why there's some cracks in the friendship.
Mom and Diane were like two peas in a pod, or at least my mom considered her mom to be her best friend. Our parents have had their ups and downs in our friendship, but it doesn't have anything to do with Porsha and I.
Why did it fall out?
Yeah, I don't want to do none of that.
I think it'd be easier for them to be like, okay, well, my mom's my number one. I still have love for you. Let's actively work to support each other through that.
I kind of wonder too if Porsha was feeling some kind of way about Shamea and was using her mom's opinion as a surrogate for her own thoughts. She was like, this is also how this is just speculative. I'm not saying this is how Porsha felt. I'm just saying that perhaps Porsha feels a similar way about Shamea and wanted to test the waters by expressing that through her mother's opinion just to see how Shamea would react.
The drama still happening present day because everyone, I feel it was after last week's recap because then it was Shamea's birthday. Porsha posted like a nice tribute to her and everyone was like, they made up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. The episode, we recorded this Monday and then that wasn't that. But then ahead of this week's episode, or this past week's episode, the quick post and delete Porsha did about Shamea talking about her mom is on her grid.
It was on her grid. I woke up in the morning and I saw that. I was like, is this real? Is this really on her grid at Shamea? Then she deleted it, but it's living forever.
On the internet.
On the internet, yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, just type in Shamea Porsha on X
Instagram,
and you'll find it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she was upset that Shamea mentioned her mother's name, but I mean, from my understanding, Porsha's the one who brought the mom chatter to the table herself by saying, this is what my mom thinks of you, Shamea.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
I know.
I'm so confused.
And also it's like, it's messy when a mom gets involved because a person will always
ride for the mom.
They're ride for the mom.
Typically, yes.
Yeah. So it's hard now because it's like mom on mom. So it's like Porsha and Shamea. It'd be very hard for either of them to be like, oh, my bad. Because then it's like Shamea's defending her mom by talking about Porsha's mom too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very layered. And this is very an emotionally charged moment for Porsha because I don't know if y'all watched too the after show because we were just watching. Kelly had to comfort Shamea off camera.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
I really hate that for her.
Even I didn't want to do this for the longest time because I was like, you know what? I was being respectful of the fact that this is her space, you know?
But their mics were still on with Shamea just saying that this is really taxing to her. And Kelly, ultimate hype girl.
Such a hype girl. So sweet.
Being like, you're raising awareness for surrogacy, IVF, your kid, your business, like you are everything. Ba, 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 ba. So I'm glad that Shamea is really finding great friendships.
Yeah.
I don't know where her and Porsha go. They've been friends for so long, I feel they will be able to get back on a good track. But I think it would require maybe Porsha to give a little more, I don't know if grace is the word, but a little more understanding to Shamea because
I think Porsha just needs to give Shamea a bit more space to express herself because I feel like by the end of the meal, you could just tell how disappointed Shamea was that she really didn't get to explain herself. And then the way they held hands at the end when Porsha initiated the apology, but I feel like she initiated the apology to just get the scene over with. Yeah,
I think it was to get the scene over with. And I feel it's a thing where Portia's like, I'm dealing with like kid, divorce.
Yeah, she's going through a lot. So
Shamea, and I think it's a hard thing where it's like, well, Shamea's supporting you through all that. But Portia's like, I don't have it in me right now. I think she even said it like, I can't lose a friend right now. But it's hard that she's not doing any steps to not to lose the friend.
Right, you have to act like you want to retain the friendship. Yeah, you know?
So it's a messy situation. Do we think Phaedra's going to help or hurt next week?
I think Phaedra will help. I think that Phaedra brings Porsha happiness. And
she brings us all happiness
through these difficult times that Porsha is currently facing. I feel like that will only help the situation, you know?
Yeah.
I
think so. Or if anything, it seems like Phaedra's going to add a lot more drama to the Oakley household that will distract everybody from all of this.
Right. So there is that also. So maybe we can take some of the heat off of Porsha and Shamea's friendship, although I'm very invested.
Something tells me the reunion's going to be... I was thinking, I'm like, is it going to be... I'm already brainstorming. Will it be Shamea Porsha first chairs?
That's how I feel it should go.
That's how I feel it'll go too, but that's like tends to have a makeup from that.
Yeah, I don't know. The whiplash of Happy Birthday to Don't Talk About My Mom is so intense. Yeah.
You know what's bad when Drew and Ralph aren't the most right. drama-filled couple on it? It's
I know.
Porsha and Shamea.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like it'll ever be the same.
No.
Unfortunately, because like you were saying earlier, when a couple joins Housewives, it reinforces why they should either break up or separate. Or stay together. You know what I mean? I feel like if you were to
the mirror.
I feel like if you were to do a reality show with your significant other and things were wonderful, and then you got to talk about your feelings and film all the time and spend so much more time together, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, if you're in a good place.
It's like Ken and LVP. Like, sure, they're not their co-stars' favorite all the time, but they love each other down.
Exactly.
And they have a great time together.
But yeah, if there are cracks, things will crumble very, very quickly. Yeah. So I think that Shamea getting that peach turned their orchard sour. Yeah, which is so sad because I love Shamea as a peach holder.
I know. And she's great. And she's been opening up so much. So, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Sending love and light to Porsha too, though.
And everybody.
Yeah.
And all.
and
all. What's Kelly's dog's name?
I don't know.
But
I love her. And I love that she's pink and has pigtails. So sending love to her as well. What is her name?
I forget.
Name her right now. Come up with a name.
I would never do that to Kelly because Kelly picked a perfect name for a dog.
Okay, all right, okay.
You know
Kelly will come for you.
Yeah, Kelly. I don't need to have a sit down with Kelly. Even though me and Kelly had to sit down, we had the time. We're like, I want to sit down with Kelly again.
Yeah. So start. Yeah.
Yeah. Sending love to everybody. To Angela. Drew. Drew's mom. Now Drew's mom.
I do love her mom.
That's what it made me laugh when Drew's mom was like, yeah, your kids aren't handling the divorce well, and Drew was like, oh, I didn't realize.
Sometimes you need to hear it from mom. You know.
Mother knows best. Happy belated Mother's Day to everybody. And we'll see what happens next week.